Mock review. We got a big boy this time, ladies and gentlemen. This mock coming to us today is by the creator of the same name, Archais. I believe I'm saying that right. As you can see, this lad is a unit of absolute proportions. I mean, just look at this guy. My first thought when I see this one is like, man, does this guy just come from Pacific Rim? Look at him, he's huge! An absolute unit if I've ever seen one. I would say it's a lot easier to say the things I don't like or small critiques I have off the bat. One, there is a lot of color going on here. There's red, there's silver, there's black, a few blues, then there's the key orange and the gold. Now, aside from the last two, I can feel the rest. With the mask, you got the reds that go through there. Silver, it's a common armor color. Black and I guess the light gray. Those just kind of come with the territory. You're gonna need them. But I feel you could probably do away without the key orange all around. Like, I would just, I think that torso might come in red, or... Okay, the hips, for sure, you can make those Metro red. Just go ahead and fix that. And for the torso, if that doesn't come in red, maybe just use black or silver if you got it. Just kind of eliminate that. He has a bright orange on the back of the calves. I know those piston pieces, they come in silver because you have them down below. If you can replace those and replace those 3x1 connectors with silver and black or silver for the 3x1s, do that. Let's clean up the color scheme, get rid of that. Now the Paraka weapons, no. Zac Tan's weapons. I love the design. The gold feels kind of unnecessary, but you know what? Just for a little bit of flair, I can say stick with that. But okay, now let's just break down the build and see what we like. One, I love using the Kalma feet with the Bullrock feet right there. I can't say I invented that design, but I definitely popularized it on the Amino, so I'm gonna take credit on that one. But looks good. I also like how you extended it out to connect to the heel. That's a really interesting design. I haven't thought about doing that myself. That's actually a really cool way of going about that. So nice work. And also, since we're talking about the heel, this man has two sets of pistons. I don't know if the first one does anything. Because I know he has the Vaki feet and they're upside down. So I don't know if those can bend. Which I guess if he does, it could be his way of keeping them from doing that, which is a very creative solution. Which I guess that can lead just back to this big point. This guy has some huge proportions. Like, he's got a pretty good sized chest. He's got, I would say, slightly above average length legs for a Titan. And he's got these enormous arms. And that's coming from me, a dude who used to have arms on his self-mock for days. This absolute mad lad has mounted torsos for biceps. That's crazy. I guess the only thing, maybe they're a bit too long. That's all I can really say, but that's it goes back and forth because, like, from a normal stature size, they are too big, but for how big Archais is as a mock, they fit it because, you know, those thumbs or his hands reach right close to the knees where they should be. So, man, I don't know, keep doing you. It seems to work for me. Like, you have this giant, you have this, what do they call them in Pacific Rim? The Jaegers. You got good sized Jaeger mock going on. A little hydration there. can't say much about it. It's just he's got proportions like he's meant to be a giant fighting robot, and I dig it. I really dig it. I remember helping him come out with what I think it was a previous mock before that, the one that was a self mock. Helping him try to figure out, you know, just give him some guidance on how to build his mock. Then he broke out this one. It's like, oh man, he has ascended. Anyways, so shins, I guess kind of good with the CCBS plating. It makes it very smooth. It's a little different from everything else going on because you got a few of the CCBS silver armor coverings, and I think you got some shells at the top of those Vaki feet or Vaki legs. I'm going back and forth on it. I would say stick with it. It's working for you. Not big fans of the ones on there. They seem to be maybe a little too wide. Maybe see if you can use a slimmer one, like the ones that go on the, I think it's the shins for Darth Vader, or like it's the same. Maybe just see if you can find a little bit of a slimmer CCBS shell for that one. Yeah, thighs are pretty fine, decent shape. Knees, he's got Mata feet going on. I'm trying to see exactly how they're connecting here. I'm flipping through the images. They're not too well shown here, so I can't say too much about them, but they seem to be getting the job done. Torso, good length, good size midriff, I would say. Not too bulky, so he doesn't look fat, but it's not too thin either. It's not spindly. Maybe a little narrow towards the hips. Maybe you could do something to bulk that up a little bit more. What I really love is I love how you did the chest. Just because you got that very Y-shaped chest going on there with the two CCBS shells. Going out to the sides, it feels very just clean. It feels right. We'll come back to the head later. As we mentioned earlier, you got Toa Mata torsos for biceps, and just it seems like you have a lot going on there. That's a protect your foot going into it. That's a crazy addition if I've ever seen any, but it works. It works very well. I mean, you got a Inika foot on the outside. That's a good way to add some red back to it and give it some cutting it to the lower arm. It does a little bit of tubings there, gives a little bit more of a mechanical look. Very nice. And then you ended up with some silver Inika legs. I'd say be careful using those for arms. It's I know it kind of looks like elbow armor, but it feels like when I mock, they can sometimes get in the way of good articulation. Although you seem to have gotten it figured out really well, so good job on you. He's got fingers on it, so kudos there. Okay, so back up to the head. Good work, or good job using the Jawler Mari mask. I'd say for the most part, those towards the end of Bionicle, a lot of the Kano, he got a little too detailed to be used commonly, but it seems to be working out for you here. I see why that might be why you included the Keat orange for the hips and the back of the thighs and stuff. So, I think you'd be fine with just leaving that how it is and getting rid of the rest. I think at that point you could probably just ignore it. If anything, it just kind of, it makes the head pop out a little bit more. And I like that because you're using this mask and the ridging on the head, it always gives me a very Shogun-esque look. And I feel it works here for this body, because this guy, he feels so powerful. It feels like he would be like a ruler of some sort. So good fitting there. You get the little, I don't know what they are. I'll call them fin tails that are going off the neck. The ones that came with the Mystico. Just good use of filling out some of that neck, giving a little more of a, I guess, just neck armor. I don't know what you want to call it. On the back, you have a Zamor Spear launcher and it looks like gunmetal. I guess for the mechanical look, it kind of works. Maybe see about replacing it with silver, if that can maybe give it a little better color. I'm actually wondering, is that supposed to be a gun that's actually used, or is it supposed to be like some sort of power source with the ball there? Can't really tell. I would like to, because it's sticking out relatively far from the rest of it, so I would like to know what the point of that is. Just like, is it like a lore thing, or is it an actual point to the design? But yeah, over and all, great mock. Is it nice mock? I mean, you can't shit on this design at all. Like, even if it's not your cup of tea, you can tell a lot of work went into making this happen. Aside from just those few little things I mentioned that, overall, you could maybe ignore it. Side note, you could maybe, I kind of don't like the silver Balrog feet down there. If you could find some in either, probably Metro Red, I could maybe replace that. Just a little better color blocking, in my opinion. Or if you want to kind of make it match the upper arms, since or the lower arms, since those are silver, but the feet and then red. I would either maybe replace the Radika foot with a silver one, or maybe turn the lower arms, replace them with red ones, just to keep the color consistency there. That might be the only part that kind of disrupts the flow in any kind of way. You know, even if you didn't make any changes, you got a fantastic mock going on. Good job to you, man. I really hope to see some more Jaegers out of you. Yeah, I guess the only thing I really can say I want to see you change is getting rid of that key orange. That's the only thing I definitely want to see change. Might be a little difficult given all the stuff you got going on here, but I think it would benefit your mock greatly. So, nice mock, and everyone else, thank you for watching this review. Remember, follow the social medias link down below in the description if you want to reach out and have your mock on here on this channel be reviewed. Until the next one, Obceth out.